Welcome to Cannabis 101. I'm Carrie, and this is Dusty, the fire station manager from Negaunee. This course will discuss strains, cannabinoids and the endocannabinoid system, terpenes, categories of different products that the fire station carries, medical and recreational marijuana, dosing, and consumption methods.
Cannabis edible. One of the many glorious ways to consume cannabis. They're tasty, they're filling, and best of all, they get you high. So you've been thinking about trying a cannabis edible for the first time to see what all the hype is about. You should know that eating cannabis edibles to party or relax can be a fun and rewarding experience. But remember, THC does have the ability to intoxicate and should therefore, like anything else, be used responsibly. I have before us the ultimate guide of all you need to know to guarantee an awesome edible experience. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the Puff Puff Post's official guide to edibles. I shall start us off with a story that is all too common among so many edible users. Meet Gwen. Gwen wants to try cannabis edibles for the first time and enjoy a healthy dose of THC with her friends tonight. She eats an edible and eagerly awaits the euphoric effects. She waits and waits, expecting to feel something at any moment. A full hour goes by, and still no feeling of a cannabis high. She waits and waits, another full hour. Still nothing. By now, Gwen is growing impatient and suspects that the edibles she ate just aren't potent enough for her. She eats another edible. This one should do the trick. No more than 5 minutes go by, and suddenly Gwen is hit with a full frontal THC sensation. She has consumed too much, and the effects are overwhelming her. She spends the rest of what should have been a fun night feeling over-intoxicated. What went wrong here? Did the edibles do this to Gwen? Or in a momentary lapse of preparation, did Gwen do this to herself? To find out what happened here, we need to delve into the rules of edible consumption and examine just how Gwen broke these rules. Rule 1. Know your dose. Unlike alcohol, cannabis THC is a very safe, non-toxic substance with no known lethal dose. However, much like alcohol, when somebody ingests more than they can handle, there can be some undesirable side effects. Excess of THC beyond one's threshold can result in a temporary increase of anxiety, agitation, elevated heart rate, or even vomiting. One of the biggest mistakes Gwen made right off the bat was eating a cannabis edible without inquiring what the dose was. One thing to remember for your first time is to start low and slow with a more manageable dose. 20 milligrams of THC eaten will get you higher than 20 milligrams of THC smoked, so you may have to dial your usual dosage back a bit. Most health experts recommend a conservative 5 to 10 milligrams of THC to start you off. Just because your party animal friend can down cannabis edibles like they're potato chips and function fine, doesn't mean you should immediately follow suit. Understand that everybody has different limitations when it comes to metabolizing THC. The process of knowing your dose is crucial to gauge how much THC you can consume comfortably without hurling yourself into a sour experience. Know your limit, stay within it. Rule 2. Wait. Just wait. There is a difference between smoking and eating cannabis. When cannabis is smoked, your lungs absorb the cannabis right away and you feel the high instantly. But when you eat cannabis, it is processed through the liver and may take anywhere between 1 to 2 hours to feel the full effects. Another one of Gwen's many errors was failing to recognize this waiting period. She mistook the delayed process of the edible digestion as it being ineffective. In doing so, she overcompensated by doubling her dose unnecessarily. Now any negative sensations she feels off the first edible will compound 2 hours later when she fully digests the second one she ate. What Gwen should have done was relax, sit back, eat Cheetos, and let the edible run its full course. So if you take an edible and you were waiting to feel for its effects, but they never seem to arrive, don't worry, just wait some more. Give your body the appropriate amount of time to fully digest the edible, and then decide whether or not you want more THC in your system. Rule 3. Know what to expect. So you've taken the appropriate dosage that best suits you, and you've exercised patience in waiting for the substance to run its course. Good job. The effects kick in. The process of liver digestion is much more thorough than lung intake, and your body will therefore absorb more properties from the cannabis. At best, you may feel a very cozy and content feeling, or experience a heightened libido and increased sensuality. Rule 4. There is a time and place for edibles, especially if it's your first time. Try not to drink alcohol while on edibles. Booze can magnify the effects of THC, potentially making the user too high. I also would not recommend driving, working, or operating machinery after you take them, since they can intoxicate intoxicate you. Instead, it may be wise to reserve an entire day set aside for them, like maybe the weekend or on a day you can just sit back and relax. These conditions are optimal because you can feel the effects of an edible 6 to 8 hours after ingesting them. So be ready for a long day of fun. Taking an edible before you go to bed is also an option since the effects can combat insomnia for many people. Just like baby pictures and recounting your last trip to Las Vegas, there is a time and a place for edibles. So I hope you learned a thing or two from our guide. Remember, when trying any new substance, do your research. Find out the ideal dose for you. Educate yourself on what you can expect to feel and know when the best time to consume them is. With all that being said, I wish you all the best of trips. Follow these rules and I can guarantee you a safe and fun edible experience every time. Thank you very much for watching, and follow us, like us, subscribe to us for more news cannabis. Thank you.
Like the video said, eating edibles can get you high and can be really fun. We have a lot of different options for them at the fire station. What are they made of? They're made of distillate. That's these darts you see here. Those were the concentrates that we talked about in the concentrate section. Most of our edibles are going to be made from this distillate. It mostly contains THC. Some of them contain CBD. So we have two different kinds of distillate here. I have a distillate dart that's just pure distillate, and then I have an RSO that's a full spectrum distillate that has all sorts of the terpenes and the full spectrum of the entire plant in it. A lot of people will really go for the full spectrum when you're looking to include the full plant. This distillate dart has been stripped of all of the terpenes and different properties of the plant and used in most of the edibles. So what's the high like? The high is actually different for everybody. Like the video said, it takes a while for edibles to kick in. If you eat your edible, wait a half hour, wait another half hour. Some of our edibles have different activation times. They are listed on the back. This brownie says activates in 1 to 2 hours. So make sure if you're with somebody, you just tell them to wait. We have all sorts of different flavors. We have candy bars, we have gummies, different varieties. Everybody will find that they like different things. The candy bars are really nice because this is a 100 milligram piece right there, but it's scored into 5 milligrams. So every dose of these edibles can be exact with those. This blue raz gummy is one piece in there, one big gummy of 55 milligrams. So with dosing, you're going to want to cut it up, and on the back it'll tell you exactly how to cut it up so you can get 9 milligrams per piece of gummy. We have some, the Levitates are extremely popular. They come in 10 milligram pieces. On the rec side, on the med side in Nagani, we do have 50 milligram pieces. Those also you can cut up if you want smaller than 10 milligrams. Another thing that we have are Cannamelts. Having an edible sublingually would be Cannamelt, and this is one that you would put under your tongue, and the activation time on this is much quicker than the activation time on, say, the brownie. What does it say on
30
that?
minutes on this one.
30 minutes. So with something that's sublingual, if you keep it under your tongue, keep it in there for 30 seconds, 2 minutes even if you can, and let it dissolve, it's going to hit your body faster than something that has to be processed through your liver first. So with edibles, they're extremely popular, especially we even have these mints. Sometimes they're 2.5, 5 milligram pieces. People really like those mints. It's a great way for people who don't want to smoke, who don't want to do concentrates, who are new to it. It's a great introduction, and it's a fun high. So on these edibles, we have suggested recommended dose. Somebody just starting out, we really recommend, if it's like grandma, 2.5 milligrams. Take a 10 milligram piece and cut it into 4 pieces. Somebody who's a little more experienced or a recreational user could start at about 10 milligrams. Somebody who's very experienced could even go 20 plus. But the key is to see how it fits with your body, see how your body's metabolizing it, and wait until you get your high.
So does it work different for different people, or does 10 milligrams treat everyone the same?
It works completely different for every person. You on 10 milligrams and me on 10 milligrams would be two very funny people, but differently funny. Depending on your body makeup, depending on how much THC you already have built up into your system, if you're a frequent continued user, you're going to need a little more to get you high. But a lot of people don't like it, and a lot of people really like it. It's something that I find is personal. And a quick note to mention with edibles, all of their THC has already been activated. It's been decarboxylated. So unlike the flower that you have to light or heat up, this is all ready to use. Just like this distillate dart and this RSO, there's no heat required. They've already been decarboxylated. Tinctures are another option for consuming THC and or CBD. Tinctures are made from soaking cannabis in alcohol or coconut oil to extract the desired cannabinoids. And the alcohol or coconut oil actually does remain in the final product, which is stored in a small glass bottle with a dropper for easy measurements. There are lines on the dropper that tell you how many milligrams to take for your selected dose of this. Tinctures are sublingual. They're intended to be put under the tongue and held in your mouth for, again, 30 seconds or as long as you can. If you swallow them, it becomes more like an edible and it takes a longer time to process in your body. Many people do use them, tinctures, to take at night for falling asleep. So people sometimes ask if you can put tincture into your vape cart. No, you cannot. It's, again, something that's sublingual. It's already activated and decarboxylated.
Yes, although the tinctures are made with a distillate, sometimes there's remaining alcohol or coconut oil that you definitely don't want to smoke or vaporize, where the distillate dart is just the pure distillate that's ready to be eaten or vaped in a vape pen or on your dab rig just fine.
So now we're going to talk about topicals. There's many different ways to apply THC or CBD product to your skin. We have creams, we have rubs, we have patches, we have pens. Some of these products don't go into your bloodstream. They're simply topical. They won't get you high, probably, but they will help aches and pains, people that have bad hands with arthritis. They're really great to put on. Then we have transdermal topicals, and these topicals are something that can go into your bloodstream. They're transdermal, meaning they're going underneath your skin. Will they get you high? Maybe. They might get you high a little bit.
Am I going to pass a drug test if I use transdermal products?
It is always possible that that product will be in your blood when you take a drug test.
Gotcha.
Yep. So the way you apply transdermal products, and especially the patches, is you put them on a venous part of your skin. On the wrist, on the top of your foot is a really great place, even behind your knee. These patches actually stay on for 12 hours and provide relief to your body over those 12 hours of time. You can apply topicals as often as you want to. A lot of people will put them on every 2 hours, just reapply liberally, and then come back and buy more. And now, back to Leafly.
Topicals are cannabis-infused lotions, balms, salves, oils, sprays, and anything else applied to the skin. They're non-intoxicating, so topicals are popular with people who want therapeutic benefits of cannabis without any head high. Even if a topical contains active THC, it still won't give you the high you'd get from inhaling or ingesting THC. With most topicals, cannabinoids can't pass into the bloodstream. But there is one notable exception: transdermal patches. These patches that stick on the skin do deliver cannabinoids to the bloodstream and could have intoxicating effects with a high enough THC content. So keep that in mind when topical shopping. Topicals are most popular for localized pain relief, muscle soreness, tension, and inflammation. Anecdotal evidence is growing the list of relief potentials to include headaches and cramping, psoriasis, dermatitis, and itching. Different topicals have different ingredients depending on how they're made and the ingredients used. Read more about topicals and where to find them in your state on Leafly.
Hey, thanks everybody for watching Cannabis 101. I'm Carrie.
I'm Dusty.
And we're done for the night. See you later.
Thanks.